Hi, welcome to another Yin Yoga class recording. We've got another 60-minute class followed by 15 minutes of meditation and relaxation. This week we're going for a full body stretch. We're trying to cover all the little nooks and crannies in the body. So we're going to be taking some multi-purpose postures, as usual, holding for 4.5 minutes. In addition to the handy props of a cushion, a strap, maybe a pillow, rolled up blanket, all the kind of accoutrements of yin, you might want a wall or a sofa or a bed if you're practicing at home. We're going to take a few little modifications using something to prop our legs or our feet up against. I'll show you later in the class. If you're in any pain, you need to ease off. As always with yin, just go at kind of 55 to 60% of your maximum full range of motion so that you can feel a therapeutic stretching whilst we hold these poses for quite a few minutes. Really hope you enjoy the class. Cheers. Namaste. And we will start as always with a breathing practice. And we're going to do our usual alternate nostril breathing this week because it's such a good one for you. So take a comfortable seated position. Doesn't have to be cross-legged, however it is comfortable for you to sit on the floor. You can sit on a block or a cushion if you need to. And we're going to begin by taking 3 big, deep cleansing breaths, just to really exhale all the chaotic technology challenges. So take a really big inhale through the mouth or the nose, either way, and then just exhale through the mouth, big sigh. One more like that. Inhale deeply. Exhale as loud as you can. And for the last time, inhale, filling up with fresh new air. And exhale, just release all the tension. It's gone. If you haven't already, I invite you to let the eyes gently close or gaze past the tip of your nose if you don't want to close the eyes. And start to center in on your natural breathing cycle. So just see how your breathing is today in its natural state. See if it is slow and smooth and rhythmic. Is it a little fast and shallow? Just see how it reflects your state of mind. Without taking any effect on the breath yet, notice the sensation of breathing in your body. Feel the belly and the chest expanding as you inhale. And relaxing and contracting as you exhale. It's a warm day today, so as you inhale through your nose, you might be able to feel the coolness of the air flowing in through your nostrils, down your throat. And as you exhale, you might feel warm air flowing out of the nose. And if you haven't already, and it's okay for you to do so, I invite you to gently close the mouth so that you're breathing purely through your nose. Take index finger and middle finger of right hand and place it in the centre of your eyebrows, just gently, fingertips. Take ring finger and little finger and gently close left nostril, so only right nostril is free. And all together, we're going to take a big inhale through that right nostril. Close right nostril with your thumb. Hold. Release left nostril so it's open. And exhale through left nostril. Inhale through left. Close. Hold. Exhale through right. Inhale through right. Close. Hold. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Close. Hold. Exhale through right. Inhale through right. Close. Hold. Exhale through left. Continue like this. Inhaling through one nostril, pausing, and exhaling through the other in your own time for a few more rounds of breath. This is Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. It balances left and right, yin and yang. A few more rounds, there's no hurry. And the next time that you exhale through your right nostril, release your hand down to your knee or your lap. Return to your natural breathing. Release any breath control. And just notice if that practice has enabled a new quality to the breath. A deep, flowing rhythm to the breath. And when you're ready, you can blink the eyes open. We're going to start with a gentle neck stretch before we come into our first yin posture. So you're going to take right ear, keeping the face facing forward. I want you to bring right ear down towards right shoulder. Really gentle. Just feel the stretch on the left side of your neck, maybe even down into the shoulder. On an exhale, allow the chin to turn as if your nose is trying to turn down towards that shoulder. You're going to feel a little bit of a double chin on that right side. Maybe you can feel this stretch going further down the back of the neck and the shoulder. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, take it down to the other side. As before, face is still shining forward. Left ear is reaching down to left shoulder. Shoulders are relaxed. Feel the stretch
On the opposite side. And then turn nose towards shoulder, like you're looking down at your arm. A little double chin on that left side. Inhale, come back to centre. And we're going to look up at the ceiling. Really slow and gentle now. So we don't want to crank our neck back. Think more about the chin reaching up, opening up that throat. Maybe the chest is opening. Might even feel it in the back slightly. And on an exhale, empty the belly. Draw the chin in and down, tucking it in towards the chest. Nose is pointing down to your lap. One more like that. So inhale to come all the way up. Look up to the ceiling. Point that chin up. Open up the throat. And exhale, rounding the back. Curling up like a ball. Chin coming into chest. Nose points down to your lap. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Just a nice neutral spine. We're going to come into our first yin pose. And so we're combining a few different movements in our yin poses today to really get full effect. So we're going to do a wrist stretch whilst we're doing our toe stretch. So we'll begin with our toe stretch. So you're going to come into a kneeling position. Knees are hip width apart. And we're going to tuck our toes under as best we can. Now it depends on the flexibility in your toes. If you're able to, you can reach back and manipulate the toes with your fingers so that they are really tucked under. Every little piggy is tucked under and resting on the mat. But only if that's comfortable for you. Everybody's foot mobility is different. And then we're going to turn our palms so the backs of our hands are pointing towards our knees and our palms are pointing away from us. And if possible, we're going to bring our palms down towards the ground. Now, if that is too much, we can actually grab a cushion or two, maybe this big chunky one here, and just rest palms on that cushion. So the inside of the elbows are pointing forward. And I invite you, because this is a yin practice, to just tuck the chin in, let the eyes close, and just stay with this first posture. And connect with that slow, steady breath. Release the belly, let the belly be soft. thoughts are going to drift into your mind while we're holding these poses for this extended time period. And that's okay. Don't get into a conversation in the mind. Just allow those thoughts to drift away without any effort. If you feel that you've created a little more space in this pose, you can take any props away. If you want to deepen the stretch in your toes, you can walk the hands back so that they're under the knees and sit more of the body weight on the feet, but only if that feels good for you. Keep in mind that therapeutic edge. Release tops of the feet to the mat. Pick the hands back up, turn them the right way around. Sit the bum back on the feet for a moment. We're going to move into our next posture. I'm going to go this way so that you can see me. So come into a hands and knees position. We're going to take a half frog, or a tipsy frog it's sometimes known as. So take right knee out so it's slightly wider than the mat. And then extend left leg behind you so the full length of the leg comes down on the mat. If this feels uncomfortable in your hip, you can take your cushion and put it right under your groin so that it's supporting that inner thigh. We want right foot to be narrower or at least in line with right knee. So we don't want to put any strain in that knee. We want this foot to be in line with or narrower than what right knee. You can keep a little soft bend in left leg if you need to. You can take it out to the side, let the foot out, flop out to the side if that helps. We're also going to take a shoulder stretch here if we're able to. So if you can bring forearms to the mat, I invite you to do so. And we're going to thread the back of right hand underneath left arm so that we've got this shoulder stretch coming in. So right arm is extending out to the left, back of the hand is on the mat. Left forearm is still on the ground. You can have it horizontal or straight out in front, whatever's more comfortable for you. And if you want to get really comfy and you have more than one cushion to hand, you can even place a cushion next to that left hand and place your head on it. I'm just going to take a look at the monitor. Yeah, looking good. If it's comfortable for you to do so, you can even turn the head so left cheek is coming to the cushion or the mat. If you don't have a spare cushion to hand, you can even make a pillow out of the left hand. Notice where you're feeling the stretching sensation in your body. You might be able to feel it in glute, right leg. You should feel it in that right shoulder as well. You might feel it in right hip, maybe even a little in lower back. Notice the quality of that sensation. Is it a therapeutic sensation that you're able to comfortably breathe and soften into? I'm going to come out of this pose very carefully. So take left hand, plant palm into the ground, push the body up, make a little space. You can move your props away, walk your hands back towards your body, bring that right knee in. You can take a tabletop position, just give your hips a little wag from side to side. Notice how your right side feels compared to the left. And then we're going to take the other side. So I'm going to flip around so you can see me. Get your props ready. Now you know what makes you comfy. But keeping in mind that the other side might be different. As before, we'll start from hands and knees. And we'll take left knee out so it's wider than the mat. Foot stays in line or narrower than that left knee. And we can heel toe right leg out behind us. If, for instance, you only came this far and this was all, as far as you got to, and there was a big space between your groin and the ground, that's still fine as long as you're feeling the sensations in the body. Otherwise, you can walk hands away from the body, right forearm comes to the mat, back of left hand threads underneath, so left arm is extending out to the right. Support the head if it doesn't come to the ground easily. Support the groin if you feel that you are unstable or uncomfortable in the hips. Right cheek comes to the cushion this time. Let's see. Lovely. So we sustain these yin postures so that we work beyond the superficial muscles, working deep into the muscles, ligaments. Notice if you're holding on to anything, if you're physically squeezing or clenching anything. Just breathe into that area and let go. Very gently now. As we did before, we're going to reverse our way out of the pose. So you can slide your left arm back under. Push right hand into the ground. Walk those hands towards the body. Bring those knees back in together. Back to that tabletop position. Wag that tail again. And take any movement in that lower back that feels good. Sit down on your feet or on the mat. And just give those shoulders a little roll as well. Just roll them open a few times. And we're going to move on to our next pose, which is going to be dragonfly. So it's going to be a wide-legged seated position. So if you like sitting on a block, grab your block. The legs are wider than hip width, so the feet are wider than hip width. You can have a little soft bend in the knees. And if the legs are really uncomfortable, if you've got really tight hamstrings, you can even stick a couple of cushions under each knee pit if you like. We're actually going to be leaning over to the side. So a block or some cushions can be useful to put our body on. So when you're ready, I invite you to take your hands to the back of your head, interlace fingers, cradling the back of your head. And when you're ready, you're going to lean over to the left. So it may be that the elbow can come down onto the shin or the thigh, or if you've stacked up a couple of cushions. If this is too much, just keep right hand on the back of the head and just place left arm on left leg wherever it comes to. Release the feet. Let the feet be soft. Let them just flop out. Release any clenching in the quads. You can allow the eyes to close again, or just gaze off into the middle distance. If your neck feels uncomfortable, you can tuck the chin in. Just feel the stretch in that tricep. Feel the stretch in the side of the body, opening of the inner thighs. And keeping everything exactly where it is now, just gently release that right hand from the back of the head. Just place it down gently. Back of the hand can come to right thigh, the ground. Just continue to work the stretch in the side of the body. Continue to take the full weight of your head in your left hand. And slowly, with full control, bring yourself up to center. We're going to go straight into the other side. So move any props or anything that you might need. Yogi's choice whether the cushion's inside or outside of the thighs. And this time we're going to take hands to the back of the head, interlace fingers, and lean over to the right. If it's more, try not to put too much weight on that knee, so you've got to choose whether you're in front of or behind the knee. You can even just place your cheek in your hand. Just feel fully supported. Let gravity do the work here. Keeping everything exactly where it is. Release that left hand from the back of the head. Just rest it on the ground, your left thigh. Keep supporting your head with your right hand. Continue to feel the stretch. Continue that slow, steady breath. Very gently, you can use your left hand if you need to push yourself up into an upright position. Move any props to one side. Just place hands under the backs of the thighs and just help those knees in towards each other, feet towards each other. Just give yourself a little hug, maybe a little rock from side to side on those sitting bones before we come into our next yin pose, which is going to be dragon pose, aka lizard in usual yoga practice. So come to a hands and knees position again and take left foot and place it on the outside of left hand. And like we did before in our half frog, start to heel toe, right leg back out behind you, just as far as you can start to feel that hip flexor stretching and opening. You can release the top of right foot onto the mat. And we're going to take twisted dragon today. So if you can keep right hand on the mat and pick left hand up, just place it onto left thigh, left thigh, the bent thigh, gaze over the shoulder, then do so. If that is too strong, then you can actually use a block or a cushion just to bring the ground a little bit closer to you. So you can take right hand to that block instead. Just going to take a look. If this feels comfortable for you, to deepen the posture further, you can actually just heel toe that left foot out slightly and even roll onto the outer edge of that left foot. So the sole of the foot is coming up slightly, so you can see there. Just see how that feels. If that's too strong in your hamstring or your hip joint, keep sole of the foot on the floor and keep a slightly narrower stance. As before, you can close the eyes or just gaze past the end of your nose. Even though the head is turned to get that twisting effect. As you start to open up, you might find that that hand that's resting on the thigh can maybe move to the glute, the lower back. It can be quite a soothing sensation just to have your hand on the small of your back, that you've got your own back. So yin is all about stimulating the flow of energy in the body. Yin is the feminine, nurturing energy in our body. So allow yourself to really just nurture yourself here. By which I mean, don't push yourself into any pain. Really just feel the soothing, stretching sensation of these deep yin postures. If you're looking for an alternative today, I invite you to consider this reclined pigeon pose. That's just for Lindsay. If you're happy in your dragon, stay in your dragon. You've just got a little longer. People who are in their dragon, take both hands down to the mat now. Release that knee down to the mat so you're back in your hands and knees position. And sit the bum back on the heels. If you've taken your reclined pigeon and you want to continue with that option, then just change the legs. So release that ankle down to the mat and place the other ankle on the thigh. If you're going for the dragon pose on the other side, then you're going to take right foot out in front this time, so the other leg out in front. Which side did we do before? Yeah, left leg. So right leg out in front this time. Left hand comes down to the block on the mat. Right hand rests on the thigh, and twisting the body and gazing over that right shoulder. Left leg extends out behind you. Release the top of the foot to the mat. So your hand that's on the ground or the block is going to be pretty much in line with that front foot. So that you can really get that twisting action. So I'll show you straight on. And if you're deepening the pose, once again, you can just heel toe that front foot out and roll onto the outside edge. So the hand of the block is in line with that front foot. You can feel the twist. Stay with your dragon. People in reclined pigeon. If you're looking to deepen the posture, you're welcome to thread the needle. So pick that foot up off of the ground and interlace fingers round the back of the thigh, but only if that feels right for you today and you want to just take that therapeutic edge a little deeper. Those that have taken their twisted dragon, that hand that's on the thigh, you can move it to the glute or small of the back, so you can really open that chest and turn the head. There's always options. Stay with it. Maintain that slow, steady breathing. And very gently now, take both hands down to the ground. If you're in that dragon pose, we're going to come into those all fours. We're going to sit our bums back down. People in reclined pigeon, bring yourself up. We're all going to meet so that we're sitting on our bums with our knees bent and our soles of the feet on the mat. This is where we're going to meet. And we're all going to take a little windscreen wiper from side to side. You can really let those hips roll up and down, picking one and then the other off of the mat. Then come to stillness. We're going to take an easy cross-legged position. Take left hand, place it on right knee, and just gaze over right shoulder. Your other hand is just pianoing the fingers into the ground. Come back to center, and we'll do the other side. Take right hand, place it on left knee. Take left hand close to the bum, and just gaze over left shoulder. And we're going to come to our next pose. This is where a wall or a piece of furniture is useful, but you can still practice the pose without them. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to be doing Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose normally is where we're just lying on the ground with our forearms on the mat. We take a little back bend here. However, we're going to vary it if you have the space and the wall or the furniture to do it. And we're actually going to rest our shins and the tops of our feet on a wall, like so. And then we're going to lower. So if you are using a sofa, it may be that the full length of your knees or your shins aren't on the sofa, but you've just got something to prop your feet or your shins against. If you haven't got access to this today, that's not the end of the world. See what you can do. I'll give you a minute. When we're there, we want to make sure that our elbows are below our shoulders. We're not pressing because this is yin. We're just letting our hands be nice and soft. Palms are resting on the mat. We're gazing straight ahead into thin air. And you can really feel your pelvis just softening into the ground. If this is too much, you can always walk the elbows away from the body and allow more of the belly and the chest to rest on the mat. Knees are still hip width apart. Feet might flop in, big toes might touch, that's fine. If it feels okay for you to do so, draw the senses inwards, close the eyes, gaze past the end of your nose. Release any tension in the glutes. Release any hold, any squeezing. And feel an airy quality in your feet. We're literally putting our feet up. Notice how your breath feels. Can you feel the belly expanding in this position, with the belly resting on the ground? Let's come out of this pose. You can either just take your arms out and then kind of push yourself away, roll over onto one side. Or you might need to walk the knees away from the wall slightly. But stay close to whatever you're using, because we're coming into our final yin pose and we still want a wall or some kind of support. And I've got two options for you this evening. So option one is that we're just going to do a nice, easy legs up the wall. If you're using a sofa or some other bit of furniture, it may be that you've got a right angle and your feet are just resting on that bit of furniture. If you want slightly more challenge and you like a shoulder balance in your normal practice, then you're actually going to take the feet away from the wall and point your head towards it. And we're going to come into a supported plough, which means that we're going to roll the knees in towards the face and take our feet to the wall. If you've got a sofa, you might be able to rest your knees on the sofa or the bed. Our backs of our hands are resting on the ground. So easy option, legs up the wall. Challenge option, supported plough. Just take your time in this one because this is our last one. So really just let everything go. Really feel the breath through the back of the body. Feel it through the back of the lungs. And every exhale, just feel that lower back just spreading. Feel the circulation just draining away from the feet. No more pressure on these feet. Very carefully now. If you've taken the supported plough pose, I want you to take your hands to your lower back. Fingers are pointing as if you're sliding them into your jeans pockets. And you're going to very slowly start to release the middle of your back down to the mat. Move the hands down to the sides of the hips as you release the lower portion of the back. Your feet are going to float down. You're going to take soles of the feet to the mat and just let knees rest on each other. Feet might come out slightly wider than hip width apart. If you've taken legs up the wall, you might need to swizzle yourself around so that your legs are away from the wall. And you're going to meet us here with your soles of the feet on the mat and knees resting on each other. And in your own time, roll over onto one side. Bring yourself up to a seated position. We're going to do our meditation. So if you prefer your meditation, Grace, I know you prefer to lie down, so you can stay down there if you want. Otherwise, we're going to take a seated position. Normally, I would say put warm clothes on, but It's pretty warm tonight, so you should be okay. Get yourself comfortable. You can sit on a block, or a cushion, or a folded up blanket. You don't have to sit in a cross-legged position. And this week is our very last week of our Hum meditation. We're going to start a new meditation in June. Quick recap. Hum literally translates as I am that. It's an ancient mantra that is repeated silently. It's a concentration meditation practice that brings us right into the moment and teaches us that everything we need, we have right now. I heard a fantastic phrase the other day from the Buddhist practice, and it was, relax, everything's out of control. So we're going to take this for about 8 minutes. We are going to silently hear hum as we inhale and sa as we exhale. You can tuck the chin. Your hands are either going to be index finger and thumb touch, backs of the hands on the knees, or you can rest right hand in left if you're right-handed, or the other way if you're left-handed. Start to settle down. Close the eyes. Scan the body. Notice if you're hanging on to anything, and just softly let it go. And start to feel your inhalations and exhalations. And silently, in your mind, as you inhale, hear hum. As you exhale, hear sa. Hum, sa. Continue like this, at your own rhythm. If the mind drifts, no judgment. Just gently bring it back to the hum, sa mantra.
we have completed our Hamsa meditation. If you are not already resting on the ground, I invite you to take yourself into a lying down position with as little disturbance as possible. If you're already lying on the ground, allow your feet to extend and flop out to the corners of the mat. Place the backs of the hands on the ground either side of the body. We're going to release the mantra from our mind now and allow ourselves a few moments of rest so that we can absorb our practice. You don't need to do anything now, just rest. Very gently now, bring awareness back into your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe lick the mouth, move your tongue around your mouth. Roll the head. Take a nice full body stretch. So reach through the feet, reach the arms over the head. Stretch the full length of the body. And in your own time, there's no hurry. Roll over onto your right hand side into the recovery position. Keep your eyes closed for just a little longer. When you feel ready, gently bring yourself into a seated position. Take your hands to your heart center. Tuck your chin. Take a moment to thank yourself for making the time to practice today. We've stretched the whole of our body. Namaste, everybody.